highlighted some of the key points. So the aim really today is to try with this really distinguished panels that we have on this webinar is to really look at and gain an in-depth understanding of the challenges issuers experience in the capital market, to also improve NGX value proposition to listed and unlisted companies, and to really try to examine and untapped opportunities that could boost Nigeria's capital market. So first of all, I'd like to also say thank you so much to NGX for inviting me to take part in this great NGX CEO roundtable amongst some very, very exceptional people. So thank you so much. And I would like to say also good morning and good afternoon to everybody that has dialed in from wherever in the world. So please, stay. Send us your questions. We have this Q&A. We will talk for about 30 minutes plus with the panelists. And then if you have any questions, please drop it in and we'll pick it up at the end. So thank you. So without any further ado, I would like to kickstart by not just, let's look at the positive angle of accessing capital markets. And the question really for Carl is, what benefits has your business gained by listing on the NGX? And we would like to sort of see what you have benefited from it so far. If you can please expand on that. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I know we like in Nigeria to stand on existing protocols, but I must recognize the presence of and the introductory note of His Excellency, the Minister of Trade and Industry, Otumbani Adebayo, the representative of the Honorable Minister of Finance, Permanent Secretary Mohammed, DG of the SEC, Lamido Yabuda, my own personal board director, A.B. Mahmoud, but also the chairman of the NGX, obviously, Timmy, and the whole team. Thank you very much. Look, we've had a really good experience listing on the NGX, doing a secondary offer on the NGX, which was very much oversubscribed. So, I mean, I know I'm going to be challenged to ask as to what the problems are, how we can improve, but I must first state on record that we've received incredible support listing on the NGX and from the SEC as well in particular in getting to where we are today. I think the first and most important purpose for MTN Nigeria's listing, it wasn't really a capital raise. I think people know quite enough about our balance sheets and our cash flows to understand that that's not the priority. But as part of our Ambition 2025, there's a key pillar there which talks about shared value, which really speaks to us wanting to make sure that in every territory that we operate in, and I think Nigeria is obviously the most important one for MTN as a group, we are creating value not just for the shareholders of MTN, but for the entire ecosystem, allowing retail and institutional investors to share in the growth of the revenue, profit after tax, capital of MTN Nigeria, helping to drive institutions such as the NGX using our digital capabilities to really expand the size of the stock market. So it's enabled us to deepen and diversify our shareholder base. We're very proud of the fact that in the public offer that we launched, 78% of the people who subscribed were women and 80% were under the age of 40. So very attractive for the future. We've broadened the Nigerian shareholding. We've provided a platform for creation of wealth of Nigerians. I think because we were the first digital offering, I don't think we're ever going to go back to paper offerings. The whole process of reconciling all of that takes weeks and sometimes months, whereas the digital reconciliation that allows us to submit to the apex regulator, the SEC, is something of ours. So I think we've been incredible in creating the first test case for such an opportunity.
It's also to say that we have been an unlisted business for more than 2 decades. Primarily, we built this business for more than 2 decades. And of course, recently we became listed on the exchange. This became very important for us. And if we are to speak about the pre-listing experience and the post-listing experience as it were till today, we are actually in a very good position to share our experience with possibly businesses that are still thinking of whether to or whether or not. And so in terms of the positives and the benefits, I would say there are many for us as a business. But however, let me just summarize them in 4 key buckets. The first one for us will be around democratization of our business in terms of public participation. What we have seen at the earlier time of our debut is the fact that we've come with a brand that investors generally have seen to be promising. And what we saw that in the first 3 weeks of our listing by introduction on the exchange, our share price growth actually contributed to the bullish run that the exchange experienced within that space of time. We saw our share price growth at about 66%. We listed 18 billion shares primarily at 14 naira as it were. And then with a 66% growth in over a period of 3 weeks and more. And today, I think it's stabilizing at over and above 30% as it were. What that's primarily demonstrated to us is that we're beginning to see investors' confidence in our business, and the exchange primarily provided this platform. Added to that also is the fact that our shareholders' growth is currently at about 400% when compared to the time we listed on the exchange. That's really also demonstrates the fact that more and more people are watching out for us, and thanks for being on this on the exchange platform to be able to give access to intending investors, both private and all of that. The second benefit for us is also looking ahead in terms of our strategy around growing our business and expanding. So we believe that the platform will present to us opportunity to raise capital, to fund our business growth, and of course our expansion plans as it were. Again, let me emphasize here, we are a food business, and as you know, food is very critical to the human existence.
Can you tell us what challenges has your business faced, since your listing? We would like to sort of hear a bit of the cons as well from your side.
Thanks, Salwa, and good morning, everyone. I think we play the capital market intermediary role, and advise companies trying to raise capital or undertake capital market activities. So interface daily with issuers or potential issuers, and we're fortunate to have worked with both MTN and BOA Group on their listing. I would maybe just say in terms of challenges, I would probably say regulation. Yeah. Now one must acknowledge that the NGX and the SEC have really made significant progress in terms of regulation, and some of the innovation that we're seeing in the market or the successful transactions that have been executed have been driven by collaborative approach between capital market operators and the regulators, especially the NGX and the SEC. However, having said that, I mean, some of our rules and procedures are still the same as they were when I started my banking career 23 years ago. Right. You can imagine if the telco industry, still operates the same way it operated 23 years ago, you wouldn't have some of the innovation. So I would say that regulation is one area where the SEC, NGX, and other regulators can work together to make it easier for listed companies or companies that are trying to seek a listing, make it easier for them and make it a more attractive platform for these companies or these businesses.
Having done 5 years at the exchange, driving listing, and then having been on the corporate finance side from the deal origination back in the day, and also sitting where I am at CSCS, the first thing we should always do is to ask, what do companies want? That's the first question. If you want to give value proposition to companies, you have to ask them yourself, what are they looking for? And I think it's been mentioned across everywhere, which is that they want to raise capital. They want liquidity. They would want to do it very quickly. They want it to be cheaper than the alternative. That's basically what companies are looking for. And then if you answer these 4 or 5 questions in the format in which the structure is put for our market, you see a totally perspective. But then more importantly is, this is my belief, and I think I share this with the current exchange, is that you, and I might get shot for this, by the way, you can't have, 1,000 people coming to sit in a physical place to trade. That era is gone. It's 17th century system. What you need to do is move away from what it is, because you're looking for liquidity, don't forget that. And liquidity is participation. And then of course, the capacity of the intermediaries. Funsho, I hear you when you say there's regulation, but there's also capacity. When you take things to regulators that are incomplete because certain things are missing because of the knowledge of what's supposed to be done, it's delayed. So it's across board that we need to improve certain things. Turnaround time, you're right. The guy can go to a bank and raise money in 6 weeks or 4 weeks once documentation is correct. But then it takes longer at the capital market. And yes, we need to streamline those processes like the DG has said. Yes, we need to compress it. Yes, we need to don't duplicate things. But more importantly is, let's ask ourselves, what do issuers want? What is Carl looking for? We constantly kept asking Carl, what's the value? He says, I'm not looking for capital, but there's something he's looking for in the market, which is achieved, which is democratizing his shareholding. Others are looking for raised capital. Others are looking to de-risk. So bringing all these things together and putting the right, things across not just the exchanges, but intermediaries, regulators, ourselves, in solving the issue of issuers is where you see a market.